Good morning, Mango Nation.
Good afternoon, guys. The other day I saw people on Twitter making allegations that a furry that went by the name of Wabi online was actually a man named Andrew Pepin who was recently arrested for killing his roommate. This was due to him living in the same state and looking very similar. This evidence was not concrete enough for me, so I decided to look into it further, contacting anyone I could find associated with Wabi in real life to confirm that he was, in fact, Andrew Pepin. I managed to talk to someone and get a screenshot that confirms this beyond a shadow of a doubt. Hey, Redacted, this is Daniel, Andrew's older brother. I wanted to let you know that my brother will be out of contact for the foreseeable future. It is nothing against you, but he will not be able to communicate for the time being. I apologize for the inconvenience. And this was sent on April 14th, 2024. Now, this matches up with the booking date of April 9th, 2024 as well, mind you. So now that we know that yes, this furry is in fact Andrew Pepin, but who is Andrew Pepin and what did he do? These are Andrew's charges: a homicide and a missile into an occupied dwelling. It is important to note that missile doesn't necessarily mean like an actual missile. It simply means that something was fired into the dwelling. My guess is this was most likely the same rifle that was used to kill his roommate. The news alleges that these crimes were committed due to drug disputes, which absolutely checks out given an anonymous person who knew him in real life. Well, I know he had a problem with cocaine and his neighbor was his dealer. Yep, it was over drugs, according to the news reports. He offered it to me every time we hung out, but I don't do drugs, so I would decline, and he said if I ever changed my mind, he could get it for me. His neighbor sells it. I still have a little sticker somewhere of his fursona he gave me. I will say, he had an assault rifle in his room he kept his computer by, and it had all kinds of writings on it. I thought it was a prop or something. I didn't know it was an actual functioning rifle. Just, wow, that's all crazy. It's the first I'm hearing any of this, to be honest with you, and I live here. That's terrifying. Wait, it was his roomie, not his neighbor, who was murdered. I was at his house a couple times, and I never met a roommate. I thought he lived alone. That's him. Holy shit. Wow. Just wow. He also shot into his neighbor's house. Well, I can imagine it would go through the walls. It was wall-to-wall apartments, two-story open walkway building. It's potentially the case that the intended victim was the roommate and the neighbor's apartment was just caught in the crossfire. Although, his neighbor was also allegedly involved in drugs, so I have no idea. Another point of concern here is that Andrew has expressed a disturbing lack of empathy, according to an anonymous source who used to be a sexual partner. I knew him very briefly, but I knew he was into pup play and he would always have me wear that puppy hood when we played, which was okay, and I even ordered my own because his was kinda old. He wanted to put an electric collar on me, which I wouldn't allow, cause, no thank you, ma'am, and inflict all kinds of pain, and was really into bondage, etc. I should have saw the signs sooner. I guess you could say I dodged a bullet. Do you think it was purely a harmless fetish, or that there was a darker side where he wanted to inflict pain on others? As far as the rifle goes, no, I just know it had things written all over it in whiteout. I think he genuinely derived pleasure from the pain he inflicted on others. He seemed disappointed when I didn't want to do those things. But he wasn't all bad either. He liked to be held and cuddled and all that, just as anyone else does. I am obviously aware of the distinction between consensual BDSM and genuine violence, which is why I asked for clarification on potential motives. It paints Andrew as someone who has just a blatant disregard for human suffering. This situation blew up on Twitter, with Wabi's tweets being filled with replies and quote tweets about the situation. Although, I'm not sure who was the first to find this information. A lot of people seem to believe Andrew had an actual missile due to the way the charge is worded, which I really don't know why that's the wording used in the legal system for firing an object into a dwelling, why they just call it a missile, but whatever, I guess. And I think that's what got a lot of people's attention, as that would be a very unique way to kill a roommate. There aren't really many people killing each other with missiles, you know, domestically here in the US. Not very normal thing. Given how convoluted Twitter's game of telephone has made this all, I kind of just wanted to make a video to clear all of that up and let people know that yes, Wabi is definitively a killer. I also thought the story was as weird and unique as it is tragic. I hope both the neighbors and the victim's family are able to find peace and that Andrew is justly punished. This story just goes to show that when you lift up the mask, you never know what you'll find. You could find your best friend in the whole wide world or a cold-hearted killer. Anyways, I know this video is pretty short, but there's not really much more to say on this. I did my research, I came to my conclusion. If you guys are interested in more stories like this, or just weird internet lore in general, make sure to subscribe with notifications on, and I will catch you on the flip side.